What's up, guys? Welcome back to Heartland Junction. We're going to be doing a rolling stock review, and we're going to be looking at this Bachmann rail box with a built-in FRED, which, if you don't know, stands for flashing rear end device. Alright guys, so here we are. This is the packaging here. We've got a very generic looking box. So this is a Bachmann Silver Series car. So I've had this guy out a little bit before. You've probably seen it if you watched a couple of the last videos. So let's take a look at what we got inside the box here. So you've got your typical plastic packaging. Now, unlike Walthers, these don't have a plastic cover on top of them. So let's go ahead and pull this guy out. Something a little bit unique about this one, I've never gotten a bit of rolling stock before that had any bit of detailing parts, and that's what this little card here is, or paper I should say, it's not really a card, which is, looks like tack boards for pre-1980s operation. And it shows you where they go and tells you what you need to do to install them. Okay, so put that off to the side there. So again, very simple packaging. It's kind of flimsy compared to, like I said, Walthers cars that I've had in the past. So we've got those little bits and pieces here, and we've got the car itself here. So the first thing I noticed when I got this guy out of the box for the first time is, if you look closely, I don't know how well you can see it on the camera, the door on this side of the car is actually coming loose, and I tried pushing it back and it doesn't seem to snap in place or anything. So yeah, I was a little bit disappointed about that when I got it. Bachmann products in the UK tend to be a lot better quality from what I'm told. A lot of people here at my local club are not big fans of Bachmann. And that's just probably one example. And I don't know if it's just this car or if it's just quality in general. Something else I noticed when I got this guy out, it's very light. It does have some weighting, which if we open the door, if it will slide, you can see the weights there at the ends. Again, not very easy to see here on the camera, but there are a couple of small weights in there. However, compared to a lot of other HO cars that I have, this is very light. Which is kind of disappointing. However, I think I know why they did that, and honestly, it doesn't bother me too much because of the FRED here, which is what you see on the back. So yeah, so this is the car. We've got a nice bit of detailing. We've got kinds of little numbers and such here. I can't see it very well through the camera, so I can't really read what that says, but it is legible. If you're looking at it, that roof is very shiny. Okay. So, these FREDs, it does blink. We'll take a look at that when I put it down on the track. This model, I believe, sells for around, I think it was how much was it? $53 is what the price is on Bachmann's website. I was able to get this guy for $37, which, yeah, we'll go over that in a little bit. So let's go ahead and put it down. Let's take a look at the FRED, which is the biggest part of the cost here because it is electronic. You can see the wiring there underneath the rear truck here, and you can see the little chip in there, which is how we get that light. So let's go ahead and put it down on the track. We'll take a look at the flashing light. We're running around a little bit. I will give you my conclusion on this car. Alright guys, here we are down on the track, and there you can see it very visibly flashing red there, indicating the end of our train. It's just a one-car train today. And it does look nice. It does seem to work pretty well. If it is on a dirty spot in the track, it will not flash. That doesn't seem to be too much of a problem when it's moving. Because if it cuts out, it's going to be blinking anyway, so you won't really notice it. If you're wondering also what's running here on the inside track, we've got, I can't see it there, we've got my pannier tank in British Railways green with late crest. Looking very nice. They're pulling a couple of LMS four-wheel coaches. So back to the car at hand. So, like I said, when I got this guy out, it is very light, even compared to other Bachmann's rolling stock that I have purchased, and I think that the reason for that being is that it's meant to be at the end of a train, so you don't want it to be too heavy or it's going to be dragging on the cars that are in front of it. So again, For what I paid for this model, it would have been nice to have more weight, and not that door that's falling off, which you can still see here a little bit. However, can't complain about the weight too much. Again, since it is meant to be at the end of the train, you don't want it to be dragging the whole train down. So let's go ahead and just show you it moving around the track a little bit. We won't do this too much, again, because it's not a locomotive or anything, so there's not a whole lot to see. We just really want to see it moving with the light there, which again, this spot on the track right here seems to be dirty because it keeps going off there. So let's go ahead and grab our Norfolk Southern diesel. We'll back it up. If you guys have not seen that yet, go ahead and check out probably the last video that I put up, which was a review on that guy. Something else that is really nice about this particular device is it will function on both DC and DCC. Alright guys, so that's going to bring us to the end of the video here. So again, we've got the rail box. So my final conclusion on this model is it's not terrible, but it's not great. As far as detail is concerned, you know, it looks very nice. It's got all the numbering and lettering you'd expect on a model like this. Undercarriage is kind of a little bit boring, but then again, most HO cars that I've seen don't have a lot of detail down here. The FRED device works just as well as we could expect from it, which is really the central focus of this car. Now again, I said this car sells for $53 new on Bachmann's website. A couple different options for it. I feel like that's a huge waste of money. I feel like this car should be $30, maybe at most, based on just like the quality, the weight, and stuff like that. You can buy the FRED by itself as a wheel set to modify any Bachmann car, and they sell those for $24. That seems a bit more reasonable. I would honestly buy that and just modify an existing car that I had, rather than picking up one of these. I feel like $53 is way overpriced for this, for what you get. The $37 that I spent, I still feel a little bit overpriced. Again, I'm not super displeased with the model. I do like it. You know, it works. It looks all right. And after I do a bit of weathering on it, it's going to look better, and you're not going to be able to notice the door anymore, because I am probably going to glue it down a little bit so it's not sticking out like that. So, as far as detail goes, we're probably going to give it a 4 out of 5. Again, like I said, it looks pretty nice. Quality-wise, it's hard to say. The actual car itself, I would not rate very high. However, because it does have the FRED device, I got to rank it a little bit higher, so we're going to go ahead and give it a 3 out of 5. As far as performance goes, it doesn't really apply to rolling stock as much as locomotives. So I'm not going to give it a number out of 5, but we're going to give it a passing grade because it does work. It works pretty well. And pleased with the FRED. Value for price, I already made that pretty clear. I'm going to give it probably a 2 for something that's being sold for $53. That's kind of really poor quality. Like I've got some really nice Walters cars that I paid like $20 for that are a lot better. And I don't know, even if you took one of those and added the device, we'd be still looking at like $44, and they're selling it for $53. So again, if you can find the FRED device and just the wheel set, I would probably do that and modify a car rather than buying one of these, unless you can find it cheap on eBay. And even then, probably would just want this part of it. So there you have it, guys. Let me know what you thought, if you agree or not, if you got one of these, and what your experiences were with them, if you do. Up next, we're going to be having the layout tour, or first layout update for Heartland Junction, which is the N-scale layout, which really isn't much more than this is at the moment. It's just a board and some track that's kind of loosely put down. It's not even tacked down yet, but I will show you what I've got in mind there and what we're going to be doing with the layout in the future, and show you a little bit of that stuff since we haven't touched on N-scale yet. And after that, we're going to be taking a look again at more of my British stuff. You saw a little bit of it running around today. Hope you enjoyed that. So that's going to do it for today, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. We'll catch you in the next one.